Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David, answering viewer questions here. And this one's from Cesar de la Cerda, unless it's de la Cerda. Forgive me if I think it's a soft C, not a hard C on this one, especially if it's pronounced the same as your first name. Cesar says he's Mexican and an immigrant, and he noted that the Mexican president seems to behave very arrogantly against Joe Biden, whereas he was very friendly with the Trump administration. And it makes him wonder who actually put him into power. It was Putin behind that. So he wants to know about what's the Russian influence involving Mexico and the U.S. Now, I had to look this up a little bit because, Donald Trump used Mexico as a punching bag. Mexico and Mexicans, starting with the campaign trail and on through the building the wall, and Mexico was paying for it. And my impression I got from the president at the time, and the president's name is Andrés Manuel López Obrador, is that, he was kind of lying low. You let Donald Trump just say everything he wants and you just nod and agree with him, and then you do what you want because he doesn't listen to the answer, especially if you present it in Spanish. But, the reporting says he actually kind of liked Donald Trump. He liked that authoritarian angle that he had, which is interesting because this person, President Obrador, apparently is the face of the left and a populist. So it just didn't seem like it jived. And so then I had to look up to find out what his relationship with Biden is like. And I guess they had recently a meeting with Trudeau, Biden, and himself, and he was basically chiding Biden, saying that the U.S. is abandoning Latin America and the Caribbean, and he wants the U.S. to do more manufacturing and buy more products from the Latin American and South American countries. And just, it's interesting. He's holding Biden's feet to the fire, but he didn't hold Trump's feet to the fire. And I think as I was shuffling cards, the Five of Coins came up. And it's that abandonment. It's that feeling like you're being left out. And I think with Trump, he felt like Trump was threatening tariffs on Mexico if they didn't do something about the border. So I think he appeased Trump because it just allowed him to make some deals. And with Biden, that Five of Pentacles then goes to... those deals with Trump never panned out, so I want you to uphold the deals with from the U.S. You're supposed to be this great nation. Help us out. It's one of those things where they kiss the authoritarians' butt, but then they order around the Democrats. And at some point, the Democrats need to grow a spine. That's my brother's opinion on the Democrats, and he's not necessarily wrong with that. Put him. You can tell the president of Mexico where to put it and how to get there. Trump had no problem with it, and it worked. It's not the kindest way of doing things, and Democrats typically look for the collaborative approach. But sometimes you just got to draw a line in the sand and say, "Hey, you're out of line, pal." So I want to find out this president's mindset towards the U.S. and let's see if Russia had anything to do with his being in office. For entertainment purposes only, let's start off with Russia, shall we? Okay, so Spirit, what can you tell me about the current president of Mexico? Did Russia have anything to do with his current position? Okay, we have this huge burden here, followed by the Ace of Swords. Okay, so the president of Mexico has a really, really tough job. He has his ideals of what he wants to do, but actually putting them into play is difficult. You got the Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, all these swords, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Ten of Swords. Okay, I'm not really seeing Russia in this. I'm not seeing like the Empress or anything that reminds me of Russia in this regard. I think what's happening here is that, again, the president of Mexico, he's got a tough job to do. He had to deal with Trump and now he's dealing with Biden. You have two very different presidents. All the while, he's still trying to push Mexico's agenda forward. And I think he's also trying to represent other countries. He's got this idea that he's going to sort of be the king or leader of the Central American and South American countries. I think that's where he's going with this. When he's talking about Biden not including Latin America and Caribbean countries, he's trying to be that guy he's going to be the guy. You know what I mean? He's going to go forward and represent with his sword of truth. But underneath it all is the Ten of Swords. He's not getting anywhere with this. And it's, he's got the Ten of Wands up front. He's got the Ten of Swords underneath. I think this guy's going to be a one-term president in Mexico. In the past, you have the Page of Swords. I know he's been in politics for a long time, so it doesn't make sense that he was a political neophyte, but I think he was not very skilled on the world stage, especially with dealing with Trump. Honestly, though, I think he did his best that you could do with Trump. Trump's that crazy old white dude that just yells, and he just kind of nodded his head and said, "Yes, senor," and did all that stuff. But now that Biden's in there, he's trying to wield that sword a bit more, this sort of truth that he came up with. It's not working real well. He's not very good at it. Current situation is the Queen of Swords. I think that the deals that he's making, the things that he's saying, is being looked at and scrutinized very closely. I don't know if by the judicial system or if there's a female candidate that's in Mexico, but somebody is looking at this guy and evaluating what he's doing. That's, I don't think she's an ally of his. I don't think she's an ally at all. The overarching message is the Page of Pentacles. I think he's trying to come forward with new ideas that brings something that shows that Latin American and Central American countries bring value. I don't know. Maybe maybe they view this as the United States. The United States is being too dictatorial. Maybe that's what it is. And this is him. This is him trying to tell the United States what needs to happen. Because there's that sword of truth again, right? No, you got that sword of truth underneath there. He's trying to dictate the terms to the U.S. And he's trying to show what Central America, South America, and the Caribbean countries have to offer. The lesson to be learned is how to package or how to present the offer. He's trying to do it in a very authoritarian leadership, kingly kind of manner. And that doesn't work with Biden. You need to take the softer approach. You need to frame it as how you're helping out these countries. How the United States is this, powerful country, but, the Central American, South American, Caribbean countries have a lot to offer. So, you should work with us and help take care of this because the nurturing that you provide is really going to help out these countries and grow the area, and your legacy will be amazing. The outcome is the Five of Swords, though. He doesn't want to compromise with this. He comes across as very much, my way or the highway. Don't give me one or two things. I've asked for 5 things. You will give me all 5 things. And unfortunately, that's going to kill his ability to make deals with Biden. I'm not seeing any Putin stuff in here. I think he's just... I think he thinks that Biden's a wimp and he can bully him. Much like Trump was bullying Mexico. He thinks he can bully the U.S. back. And it's not going to work. So I don't expect that. Maybe he'll get another term. But I don't think he's going to come away with a lot to show to the Mexican populace for his time as president when Joe Biden was president. So that's my reading on that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.